Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turner. I'm here with James Farley.
Hello.
Sean Bell.
All right.
And no Matt Murray. Matt Murray has not given us an excuse as to why he's not here tonight. Although I hear it's the start of Broadchurch. So I'm guessing he's really excited for that and he's binned us off because he hasn't really given us a solid excuse this week. Instead, we've got our favourite substitute of all of the substitutes. It's Jon Denton.
What is happening?
YouTube sensation, Jon Denton.
You know it.
First you've called him favourite substitute, which is a bit backhanded. And then
I was going to comment on that actually, Sean, but I thought I'd let it slide. Yeah. But yeah.
What? That's good, isn't it? Jon Denton's favourite substitute.
Everyone wants to be someone's favourite substitute.
Yeah. Your favourite substitute is Fellaini, right? He just comes in and just fucking ruins everything and then goes home.
No, it's good. Big lanes. Big lanes. But we don't want to turn it into a football podcast, surely.
Yeah, come on, football. Football is coming home. Let's fucking have it, boys. No, let's talk about computer games.
Sean just disconnected.
So we've got no follow-up this week, although I do remember a couple of things that happened. First of all, a lot of people commented on how much I've raved about the computer game Future Unfolding last week. People seem a bit pumped for it. People seem to also accuse us of taking money to talk about it.
Have we taken money?
I love that. No, we have not. We've not been offered any money. I just really like the game. And that's the problem, isn't it? I know everyone that was doing that was joking, but I know that there's also people out there that genuinely think that that's the case. And that's the problem with games criticism, isn't it? Because if you the whole point is that if you love a game, you should really be able to fall in love with it. But it doesn't happen because if you get too excited about a game, people are like, yeah, definitely paid off for that one. It's just a fucking nightmare. It's a minefield. And there were times where I was just thinking, am I pushing this too much? But at the same time, I'm thinking, no, I fucking loved it. And another thing that really disappointed me is that clearly, as much as Matt and I was saying, look, you all really need to play this, I can almost guarantee that Sean's not gone back to it. I know that James hasn't gone back to it, and John's not even started it yet, so I'm not, you know what I mean? Come on, boys, have a word.
Why am I involved?
Well, why are you not involved? I mean, do you not trust my opinion? Is that's what...
Yeah, but I went out and got the review copy. The embargo's not till 15th of March.
Yeah,
so
but you could,
I'll do it before then.
You could play it and go, Dave, you were right. And then just put me at ease, mate. Because I'm over here in my own little box freaking out that maybe I've got a game completely wrong in my head and I just need someone from the outside to tell me, no, you're right, Dave, don't worry about it.
So I'm your favourite substitute and from the outside, is that what you're saying? I've got to rearrange my schedule just for you.
You are both. You are absolutely both. Something else that happened this week that we needed to follow up on. James...
Yeah.
How's your Switch situation? Have you got a pre-order? Are you going to get one? Where are you sitting at the moment?
It's still very much in the balance at the moment. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest.
Have you got a pre-order, yes or no?
I have, yeah. I've still got one. But
right.
Yeah.
And what's the intention?
I don't know, to be honest. I still don't know.
Because our friend James Farley had a situation last week. I think we mentioned it on the show that he had a pre-order, but he hadn't told his wife about it yet. Well, guess what? He told his wife, and guess what? He fucking recorded it. Should we have a listen?
Oh, shit.
You ready for this?
You alright, Jen?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember I had that Switch pre-order that I had on Amazon, right? The one that you made me cancel?
Yeah, I thought you cancelled it.
Well, I did cancel it, but then it turned out that actually I had another pre-order.
It turned out. It
just happened.
It just happened. It turned out that I had another...
How many pre-orders you got?
Well, at one point I had 3, but that doesn't matter.
Right, okay, I'm going to stop that there as well, right? Because you told us you had 2, right? So you've already lied to us about it.
There was another one after that I got. It's a thing. Anyway.
What do you mean it's a thing? You had one at game?
No, when we first talked about it, I had 2. I had one at game and I had one with Shop 2. And then after that, I got one with Amazon.
because it's going.
Okay, let's carry on.
But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter now. That really doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that I've still got one, because I was going to give one to Jon Denton, but then it turns out it seems he's got one from Amazon anyway.
I like the fact he's dropping you in on this, John. You're part of a domestic.
So I've still got one left, you see.
Just one?
Just one, yeah, just one.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure, and it's like a guaranteed one as well. Like,
It's guaranteed. He's so proud when he says that. No, but this one's guaranteed, so...
it definitely could happen, because I got the email to say it was definitely going to happen and everything.
No, I don't want it to happen.
I know you don't want it to happen, but it's
I want
like...
a guaranteed one.
I know, but it's like totally guaranteed. But the thing is, right, I've been pretty certain that I didn't want one.
Yeah,
you see.
well, me too, so...
I don't know, but no, it's not the end of the conversation, because I've been thinking about it.
No, don't think. Please don't think.
No, because the thing is, right, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I'm just thinking...
I don't want to hear it.
No, okay, look, I've got reasons. There's reasons behind this, right?
Right, that is something that James says on this show quite a lot, and I can't believe he carries it into his personal life. There are reasons. I can't wait to hear his reasons, right?
Now, these are the reasons. Okay, so first of all, it looks like probably I might be able to get Zelda anyway from...
Probably.
For review.
Probably.
Yeah, well, no, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking, why don't I just, take it,
No.
right? No, it's just hear me out, right? I take it, right? And then what we do is I just keep it in the box and don't open it, okay?
Like that's ever going to happen.
Okay. And then when it shows up, I can just keep it there in the box unopens. If I get Zelda, if that turns out, then I can open it and we'll use it. If not, I can always send it back.
Oh, really? You think
Yeah.
that box can just stay in our house for like a couple of days?
Yeah. I can easily do.
I like the fact that everyone in the world can see through your bullshit. It's so easily
Do
done.
that. It's very easy to do that. But
I don't think so.
okay, but then I've got other reasons as well, right? So you see, if I can't, because I've already got Zelda on order, right? So if I cancel that, that's some money taken off it. We also got all that tax back recently as well. Which that helps. It's which will kind of cover it.
Right, for starters, that sounds dodgy. I don't know where all this tax is coming from, but, I don't know how the middle class live. Secondly, you're using straight up Matt Murray math here, because he has been insane about this. It turns out Matt's spending nearly £500 on the Switch launch, right? And when we question him and go... hold on, isn't that a bit much? He comes out with some of the weirdest shit. Well, no, I've sold this, and this gets in credit, and I'm using my Amazon vouchers. And I'm like, Matt, that is still money you're spending. I mean, even after all that stuff, he's spending over 250 quid on this thing. It's just Matt Murray math. Spend that money on other things. Anyway, let's continue.
But then also, the other thing is and I'm very serious about this, there's also Brexit, you see.
And?
Well... okay, recently, you probably don't know this, but do you know Sonos? The company?
Yeah, of course I know. Of course I don't.
Okay, well, the speaker company. But anyway, they put up prices by 25% because of Brexit. Now, after Brexit happens, which could be a massive mess, there's a good chance that the pound will lose even more value, and it may become even more expensive. So actually, it's smarter to buy it right now than it would be later in the year when it could become even more expensive. It could be like...
It could be. Everything could be. What if it go wrong different way?
But exactly, you don't want to take the risk though, do you?
No. I can take the risk.
No, you don't need to take the risk.
I definitely can.
But the thing is, I can
How
probably...
about this? We don't buy anything. No risk at all.
I know, but that's not realistic,
that's
is
the
it?
best solution.
But that's not realistic, and it's not really very fair. I mean, look, you bought a sewing...
How is it not fair, James? Can you explain that bit?
Well, look, you'll hear why it's not fair in a second.
All right, okay.
Look, you bought a sewing machine the other day.
Yeah, for Rachel's birthday.
Yeah, but you're using it mostly.
But we'll share it.
Well,
yeah.
exactly. I'll be sharing this with Rachel.
Well, that's 60 quid.
I know, but but this, yeah,
Okay,
but this,
if your thing is about 60 quid, yeah, go ahead. How much is it?
it's a bit more than that.
A bit more. How much more?
No, we don't need to go into the price. It's ridiculous. But you know how much it is.
I don't know.
You do.
No, I don't.
But so I've been thinking about it, and I just think, I don't know. I just think maybe it's
Nah,
not
I
such a
think
bad idea.
The best way to deal with this problem is don't buy it. So, no problem.
So that's all you're going to say.
Yeah.
When are you going to China?
I don't know yet.
I thought you were going like at the beginning of March, around that time.
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Now, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think you should probably get rid of that pre-order, James. So have you spoken to her since this
Not really.
conversation?
No, we've not really talked about it that much. But she's going to China like next week, so it's fine.
Did she know that was being recorded? Can I just ask?
She did afterwards, yeah. She was... Yeah, she gave permission, but yeah, it was after she'd heard it, and she said it made me look like an idiot, so it's fine.
Yeah,
it's not happening, is it? It's not happening.
She was a bit difficult about it, so I don't know.
Right, okay, let's get on to news. What have we got in the news this week, Sean?
Right, extremely reliable news source, ricedigital.co.uk, a post written by someone who goes by the name I Love Japanese Games, has done a news post saying that there's definitely going to be a HD remaster of Shenmue for the PC.
What is this doing in the news section?
I just wanted to wind James up with it. It currently looks like it's PC only, which is hilarious.
See, this is what's annoying me, right? Because this has annoyed me for two reasons. Because they've rumoured this for like years. You know, there's always been this thing about it's going to happen. In some ways, I don't really want it to happen because it will just make it even more likely that David will play it one day. And I just don't want that to happen. But then also, if it only comes out on PC, I'm going to be furious. Because that would be the worst if that happens. I don't know.
But you're getting furious about something that's been on, what was it, rice.co.uk?
Ricedigital.co.uk. Look, I don't know where you guys get your news from, but that's where I go.
I love Japanese games.
Yeah, that's the guy's name. It's
or girl, could be a lady. It's,
judging by the rest
point.
of the content on the website, probably not. Right, next
news item, please.
Twitch.tv, popular internet website, is now going to start selling games. The trick is, if you're watching something, like someone's streaming a game and you're watching it, you then click the link to buy the game. The person who is streaming it gets a 5% cut, which is pretty interesting.
Is this just for games, or is it going to be like items of clothing, stuff they're eating, all that kind of thing as well?
No idea. They haven't
they should do all that shit.
Yeah, man.
Get a Dorito.
I mean,
next news item.
No, not. I think that's quite significant.
No, I'm not biting at that one.
Fine.
Why would it? Who cares? Next.
PlayStation VR has sold nearly 1 million. This is a Matt Murray news item, but he's not here. I just thought this was amusing that they're crowing about selling nearly 1 million of them when Gear VR's sold twice as many and no one uses it.
Yeah, but hang on. Sean, how much does Gear VR cost?
About 40 quid.
Exactly. This costs like 350. It's getting that many is not bad. I mean,
yeah,
I think,
true.
How long has it taken them to get to this? Like, when did it come out?
How long has it been out? I can't even think. Oh, so it launched in October last year.
October.
Yeah.
So that's not that long. I mean, I'd imagine Nintendo would probably be pretty pleased if they shifted 1 million Switches in that time.
Christ, James.
Mate, as soon as that Switch turns up, I'm slapping it in a Google Cardboard. It's going to be wicked.
Do you think they're actually going to put some effort into fucking putting like games out for it and stuff now? Because I mean, are they going to bring out some more VR headsets? Are they going to mention it at E3? Is this? I mean, they were acting like it was a big surprise to them that many units sold, but I've just heard nothing of PSVR this year really. There's one game coming out, isn't there, John? What's the game everyone's...
Farpoint, the shooter.
Farpoint, yeah. That's the one I've heard
Farpoint,
of.
That's coming out later this year.
Is there
that's
any
probably
more...
the only big game on the horizon, yeah.
Is there any more...
sort of significant game.
Is there any more existing games that are getting VR support later on down the line or planned to have any patches?
Dirt Rally just got VR support in the last week, and it's supposed to be pretty good.
Oh, good.
But it would probably make me feel sick. And then
it
it's just a bunch of smaller games.
sinking into the seat and like below the fucking steering wheel every 5 minutes, like Drive Club VR. Do you know what I mean? They're like, as long as they...
Apparently it looks a lot better than Drive Club.
Yeah, I would hope so. Although, I did laugh and joke, but when we were actually playing Drive Club around Matt's, the fact that it looked like total shit did not bother me after about 5 seconds. It was more that, oh my God, I'm driving in VR. That was enough to just completely distract me from how bad the trees looked. I just hope they get the head tracking stuff right, because it was such a killer, because I could have played Drive Club VR for ages if I couldn't see over the fucking steering wheel. Like, how did they not just fix the point of... There must be something that made people even more sick by not fixing their head in one position. But at the same time, sinking into the seat isn't the answer, is it? Okay, no. Cool. Next news item.
Next news item, everyone is going mental because it looks like the Joy-Con that comes with the Nintendo Switch might not work very well, because apparently the left one keeps cutting out.
This is brilliant. I love this news story, and I'll tell you why. Not because of... I mean, with the Switch, it seems to be every day or every other day a negative news story comes out, and some have been weaker than others. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that, oh my God, the kickstand is not great video that I can't remember what website did, but it was embarrassing. Like, they were like going, it doesn't keep the screen up, and they were just like struggling to push it down in the video. And when they did, they were like, see? I'll tell you one thing that did come out of that video is that there's a bit of an infamous clip of someone using the Switch at one of the launch events, and they tried to put it back in a dock, forgetting to put the kickstand back in, and it flew off. And everyone was like, oh, look how bad that is. But that happened in that video, and it just reattaches, which is
designed to detach if...
Yeah, so it doesn't, like... Because I thought, oh my God, he's broken this unit, but he hadn't. That I like that, right? So that's a positive. This Joy-Con stuff is funny simply because Sean's reaction to it was straight away the defences went up, fucking building that wall.
Because, I don't know, right, to me, it just... Well, for one, Wii U had similar problems when it came out. No one even fucking remembers now.
I remember.
And two...
Because you tried to defend that as well. You were going, just put your phone in airplane mode. I don't want to put my fucking phone in airplane mode.
Didn't have to put it in airplane mode, Dave. Just turn the Wi-Fi off. I find that's completely different.
Again, not something
that was like a minor inconvenience for like a week, if that, and then they just fixed it and no one cared.
Right, okay, but they fixed it, but they haven't learned from that mistake, have they?
Well, apparently not.
Right, so the video showed that, was it the left Joy-Con?
Yeah.
It would lose connection to the machine. The machine has a sort of a calibration test right there on the dashboard. And it perfectly showed what was going wrong. It would track the movement of the analog stick, but if you put your hand over the front of the Joy-Con, or you put the Joy-Con behind your back, it would completely lose connection, or just very very stuttery connection. And your argument was, which was weak as fuck, oh, I just won't cover it with my hand or put it behind my back then.
See, the thing about that is as well, is what about all those games, like 1-2 Switch? It makes you do things like that. Like the way you hold it in different ways and, that kind of stuff.
That is a good point. We didn't have that. Yeah, but you're not using the analog stick, so maybe that's what the problem is. But I don't know.
Maybe it doesn't matter.
But my point is, right, there's two things. First of all, you just want to avoid any sort of bad press, full stop, when it comes to the build up to a console launch. It's just not helpful. And it confirms to people that don't want to buy one that they shouldn't buy one. And it might turn people off. It might do. I don't know. I'm not aware of the sales figures or anything. The thing that worries me is that for starters, I've got my sofa is really close to my telly, and I wonder if it can't go through a human hand, what can it not go through? Secondly, the range of these things. If I wanted to, even little things like if I wanted to take it around a friend's house and just pop the thing up on the wall and then move out into an open space to play 1-2 Switch. Obviously, this is all stuff that's, it's not essential, and I see what you're getting at, Sean, but at the same time, it puts that doubt in your head of, when I play my PS4 and I play my Xbox One, I'm not worried if my console's picking up the inputs, because it's genuinely really reliable. I don't think I've lost connection from my PS4 pad, and I have a couple of times on my Xbox One, but over the 3 years I've been playing with it. With this thing, that throws doubt into my mind, and I hate doubt when it comes to that sort of thing. If I'm playing a game and something slightly goes wrong, it's why I don't like these streaming services like PlayStation Now or on Live, is the moment it goes a little bit glitchy and fucked, I'm like, oh, fuck this. You know what I mean? It's that one little bit of doubt that it's not working 100%, and I just lose my shit and get the hump with it. And it's that sort of stuff that sort of just, Nintendo don't need it. I don't understand why the problem's there. The argument's been put forward that maybe it's to conserve battery life, that the signal's been weakened, but why would they ever do that? Why?
Because no one expect, like, when they said, the Joy-Con have like 20 hours battery life, no one really needed 20 hours.
No one's going to play on it for 2.5 hours.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's like,
all jokes aside, I don't know if you can hear the dog, by the way. She's just come into the room. She goes fucking mental, scratching her ear. Anyway,
we hear it. Yep.
Just checking.
Follow up next week's going to be great. Go on.
Yeah. Can't wait. Basically, if it is honestly that bad, then it is fundamentally fucked. And if they release it like that, and that becomes like a common problem, then they're just going to get loads of people demanding a fucking refund. So something's going to have to be done to fix it. They can't just release it like that and do nothing. So I don't know. Part of this is me having already paid for my pre-order, so I've got to be all right with it one way or the other.
This is I just can't.
They cannot get away if that is how bad it really is and remains that way despite firmware updates or whatever. They will not get away with it.
That's what's beautiful about this. The internet now is full of people that are buying a Switch at launch and want to justify it, and people that can't afford a Switch at launch and are a bit jealous. You know what I mean? And so it's like a horrible combination of people saying, "Yep, I was right not to buy one," and people going, "No, it's fine. I'm still getting it." You know what I mean?
The best one on top of that is the ones that are like, "It's not going to affect me. I'm just going to buy a Pro controller." And it's like another.
That's not fixing the problem, is it? That's
there's these little drip feeds of stuff that's coming out about the Switch that piss me off. The whole, I said this on Twitter, but you're buying, if you're paying, how much is it for 2 new Joy-Cons? 75,
75, yeah. Isn't it? Yeah.
And you're not getting a standard grip along with that. It's just weird to me. It's kind of like, well, let people. You know what I mean? It's that we all know that the Joy-Con grip is a little bit of plastic that they probably pay about 2p for. Why wouldn't you just sling that in with if you're spending £75 on 2 Joy-Cons? It's weird. I don't like. It's things like that make you go, "What are you doing? Come on now!"
You do have to wonder, like this, and like people saying, why isn't 1-2 Switch just like a pack-in like Wii Sports was?
Yeah,
and like you have to wonder if this is partly because Kimishima, who's the new CEO. Like, he's a finance guy, he's a bean counter.
Yeah.
And maybe, like, he can't comprehend that goodwill gestures are a thing and do actually pay off in the long run. And he's it costs this much, we need to make this much margin on it. Fuck you, pay money.
Yeah, but it's either that, Sean, or he knows better. Or he knows the fact that he's got the data saying that actually the extra sales we'll get from packing this in compared to the amount of people that are going to buy day one is the difference is just not worth it. What are your thoughts, John? Now, John has committed to buying a Switch. Mm-hmm. You're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
How have you seen all this stuff coming out? Like, what's been your take?
Most of it, I just ignore. Anything about, there's no Netflix or the eShop's not there on launch. It's like, we all kind of know that it's not really ready.
Yeah.
And it's being rushed out not rushed out, but it's coming out at the end of this fiscal year. And it's okay. I mean, I'm happy that there's Zelda on it by all accounts. It seems unbelievable. And I'm also going to be getting 1-2 Switch to play with Elliot, my little boy, which I think is going to be cracking. And I'm pumped for the machine. The only thing I am worried about is this connection issue, because I'm the same as you, Dave. Any little issue like that. So I struggle with PC gaming, even though I sort of love PC gaming as a concept, the fact it's cheaper, the fact that you can get everything on there, the fact that you can get the highest end stuff. I just spend all my time in the menus trying to fix the graphics.
Oh, man, I'd be a nightmare with that.
Frustrated. Yeah, so, I mean, that's why I've always kind of preferred plug-and-play console gaming, and it's not really like that anymore. But, yeah, I'm the same as you. If the thing starts losing connection, it's going to drive me fucking mad. but I'm hopeful that it'll either be a firmware fix or like Sean said, there's got to be something. They can't just release a faulty piece of kit. So even if it is fucked at launch, there will be some sort of solution, but that it does concern me. What I really want to know is why you are worried about how close your sofa is to your TV with regards to the Joy-Cons. That made no sense at all. Did that make sense to anyone else?
So you've been to my flat. We've got a corner sofa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the arm of the corner is pretty damn close to my gaming cabinet, like the cabinet that my TV sits on. So technically, the whole arm of that sofa plus the cushion is going to be between me playing and the Switch. So what I'm saying is that,
I see what you mean.
you know, that's like the thickness of a human. Is it like, what sort of materials can this thing go through and what can't it go through? And what can it go around? Do you know what I mean? That's what worries me. And it could totally be fine. But in the back of my head, I'd be thinking, like, when I'm setting it up and playing it for the first time, because, like, I will be in that menu on the dashboard so often, just trying different things, that it would just, that's... Because
especially, like, with a game like Zelda, like, you want to be able to just, like, right, everyone's fucking out of the house, shut up. Like, you know, you want it to just be perfect straight away. So you are going to go and look at that menu. You're going to be like, right, am I all right to sit here? If I hold it like this, is that going to be a problem? Like, you do just want everything to work. Like, if your first half an hour, but oi, the fuck was that?
I think that might have been a dog, Sean. This
I know
is brilliant.
It was a dog, but she never barked.
I was just about to apologise for the tippy-tapping of rain on my window where I'm recording, but now I don't feel like I need to.
Yeah, like, if your first, like, half an hour to an hour with Zelda is just battling with technical issues, that will just that would piss me off so much.
Which it probably won't be, but it's that like, as I said, what will probably happen is I'd get the thing home, set it up, sit on my sofa and go, oh yeah, it works fine, no problem. But at the same time, it's that if I had one and I knew it was coming, I would be constantly thinking about the first time I set it up and hoping that it worked. And you shouldn't feel like that. I mean, even more so the fact that you know, we've had wireless controllers for years. And the problem's not been there. You know, even the Wavebird was perfect.
You say that. Chris Span of Midnight Resistance, he has loads of trouble with his PS4 controller for some reason. I think it might just be fucked.
It definitely sounds like it's fucked.
It's new, and he has constant connectivity issues for some reason.
It's the
like
same
controls, voice comms cutting out, and
the Xbox One's had that like since launch, as in like it's been a problem with that. Like somebody I play with, like we were playing, and they just couldn't get connection, like with their controller. It just kept on disconnecting constantly. And they've done like the firmware updates and everything. It makes no difference. It still doesn't work.
Definitely a fucked console or controller then, right? Is this a widespread? Has anyone else commented on this in terms of...
for the Xbox One, it's like a known thing, as far as I know. Like people, it has been a thing, you know, since it launched.
Really? I've never had a problem. But I was talking about with the Switch of other places said, we're getting this problem as well.
Or is it just Switch, a faulty unit? It was pretty widespread, yeah. Loads of people playing Zelda and suddenly Link's just, like, he just carries on running in a direction even though you've let go of the stick and stuff like that.
Okay.
Seemed pretty widespread, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, what I don't want to do is completely ruin people's launches for them by bitching and moaning too much. So, what's the next story?
Well, the next one it's semi-related.
Oh God!
So there is a day one firmware update for the Switch, which, you know, they're like, oh yeah, it adds like eShop stuff and social media shit. But no mention of whether or not it resolves this connectivity thing. But then it's Nintendo, so it wouldn't surprise me if it did fix the issue, but they were just burying their heads in the sand and like, yeah, let's just not mention it. Let's just pretend it never happened.
There is no problem.
But I mean, that is wishful thinking on my part, I think.
What was the thing they confirmed they're fixing that I said they would? That I was really proud of myself for.
Oh, because we talked about the fact there's no web browser, so how can you connect to like public Wi-Fi hotspots that require you to sign in? Apparently, the firmware says it turns on the ability to connect to public hotspots, which require you to visit a web page to sign in or have some other form of authentication, which is interesting because that means it definitely does have some kind of, even if very minimal, web browser.
Yeah, I mean, that as predicted by your old mate Dave T.
Hang on, you're saying that, but we didn't disagree with you. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they were going to do that.
I'm not saying you did, mate. Chill out. Calm down. I didn't say that
you're like taking credit for it, and it's like...
Yeah.
You didn't say you credit for it. Said what everyone else knew already.
I predicted... No. All right. Next
right,
anything else in the news?
Last bit of Switch news. It has been announced there is a game called Vose, I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a phone game or a tablet game that is being ported to the Switch, and as such it requires the touchscreen, and as such it cannot be played in TV mode. So it appears this is a thing that Nintendo are going to allow touchscreen games that can't be played on your telly. I am entirely okay with this, Dave.
I am entirely okay with it. I do think it's funny though. I do think it's funny.
It totally makes sense, doesn't it? It totally makes sense. I mean, especially if something like Super Mario Maker, if that comes out, how on earth would you do that unless you allowed that mode?
Yeah, I get Dave, do your bit, because I feel like I want to criticise what you're going to say. But
it's just funny how the concept was, hey, a console that you can play on your TV and on the move, and now it's like some games just on the move. Like it's like
it's diluting that sales pitch, isn't it? And it's like it's you're already creating exceptions to the central point of the whole thing.
That's why I was saying it was fucking funny, because I mean it was the same with the Wii U. The Wii U was, hey, you can play games off of the TV screen when someone wants to use the TV. And then as it come out and games were being announced, it was like, apart from this one, it's like, it's that stuff.
I mean, most of them did. There's not that many that don't on the Wii U.
A lot of them were just shit on the small screen, though.
That's true.
You felt like you were getting a really watered down experience in some cases.
That other thing about it, though, with the Switch, where, they were talking about the power difference and how they can get like 25% more out of it when it's in mobile mode than if it's docked, which is...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's still... No, more power out of it when it's docked.
No, it's not. It's the other way around. This is what's really odd about it. And they were speculating it's because it runs at 720p when it's like in the mobile mode, whereas if it's docked, it's like upscaled slightly. So it's not as... you don't get as much power from it.
Okay.
Right.
So even though because obviously the early reports
ricetechnology.co.uk
because the early reports were the other way around, weren't they? Like when it's docked, it runs at a higher clock speed. But actually, it sounds like in practical terms, what we're getting is the opposite, which is interesting.
It's also could be bullshit. It's James Farley news time.
I'm just having a look. I'm trying to see if I can find the thing.
You're the one person when it comes to news where Trump is probably correct.
But yeah, I mean, with regard to touchscreen stuff, like I see what you mean. It dilutes the message, and that is annoying. But we were saying earlier, like to me, it's like, well, what's the alternative? Just tell people with touchscreen games to get fucked. They can't put their game on the Switch.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Is it?
You wouldn't turn shit away. It's pointless, but it's just strange, isn't it? It's just it's that thing that we've done on this show, and many other podcasts has done on their show, where they say something about Nintendo and say, "Yeah, but it's Nintendo, innit?" That's what the sort of weird, wacky shit they do. I genuinely thought when we saw the reveal to this console that was the death of that sort of snide remark. And it just hasn't been. John, what do you make of the games? What do you make of games being released on the Switch that's just handheld only?
Oh well, I've got no issue with it whatsoever. I mean, it's more games. I understand that it does dilute the console concept slightly, but I mean, who cares?
Yeah. It's true.
Okay.
I'm not going to play this game either that they're talking about. I wouldn't have thought.
What are you saying, James?
I found it. It's from Eurogamer, and it's
load of bollocks then.
No, it says new performance mode boosts Switch mobile clocks by 25%.
Who wrote it? Brat? Was it Bratters?
No,
was it written by I Love Japanese Games?
That's Richard Ledbetter.
I, for one, I'm looking forward to I Love Japanese Games winning a GMA this year for Rising Star. Okay, right, let's get on to what we've been playing. James, let's start with you this week.
Well, this is a bit of a problem again, because the main game I've been playing is embargoed, so I can't really...
Oh, don't do that. I hate when people do that.
I know, but what am I supposed to say? I can't just say, I haven't played any games, because I have.
It's not what about what you say, it's about what you do, mate. If you know you can't talk about a game this, play something else and let us know about that.
I haven't had time to play anything else.
Because you've been playing this game, right? James, the game that you can't talk about, you wouldn't have been playing had it not been for this show, right? So put the show first and your little side project afterwards. Yeah, you
say what reviews. It is, though.
Yeah. It's the Mario sports game on 3DS.
What would you give it out of 10? So that's it. So you've got nothing for us this week.
No, I've been playing FIFA 17. But
fucking Sean, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Minecraft, Dave.
Okay, I know better this week. So go on. Why?
So last week I talked about Lego Worlds, and it got me intrigued. And I remembered the good old days when I used to run a Minecraft server, and we all built a little town together, and it was ace. So I just sort of mentioned it to a few mates. I was like, look, I've had a look, and there's this, you can get like an official Minecraft server, this whole service they run now called Minecraft Realms, and it's free for 30 days. I was like, should we just have a month and just see if we can be arsed? And it turns out we can, and it's still well good.
How many of you are currently roaming around your server?
There's about, I think there's six or seven of us. And it's just nice, like having the the reason this came about is because I was saying, like, why isn't there like a multiplayer game where we can all just drop in and drop out whenever, and it's just a persistent world? I mean, I was like, I'm describing Minecraft, and so we decided to just have another go, and it's just like you forget how much there is to do and how many different, like, you can go on it sometimes. It's like, do you know what? I might just do a bit of fucking farming, might milk some cows and shear some sheep and grow some crops and make some bread and a cake.
Which is so fucking different to how I remember playing Minecraft.
Exactly.
Because we played it before it was officially released. That's when we got into it, because we were really cool kids. And it was just all like, oh, you could build a pub and a cathedral. Like, there was...
Were you playing it in creative mode, weren't you?
Yeah, we were. Is that not how you're doing it?
No, we're playing it in survival mode, mate. Right. Where it's all like, it's where basically I have to like shout people for leaving the gates open at the town and stuff. It's really good. I get to boss people around. That's basically the only reason I'm doing it. Like you know, so sometimes you might go on and just do a bit of farming. Sometimes you're like, hey, do you know what? I'm just going to work on my house a bit. I'm going to build like an extra room. I'm going to do like, you know, add a tower or fucking whatever. Sometimes you're like, do you know what? I'm going to go down a dungeon and have a fucking horrible time, because you forget how scary dungeons are in that game. They're fucking terrifying.
Yeah, those little green things that wobble about, they're just horrific, aren't they?
They are, mate. Stuff of nightmares. And yeah, just been properly enjoying it. Just like some days, you know, I won't even play it, but I'll just like check in for like 10 minutes and just see what other people have done while I've not been on, and it's just properly good. Really enjoying it.
How cross, like, so you buy a server, right?
Yeah.
What sort of options are there for cross-platform? Because this is out on you could buy this on fridges at the moment.
It's interesting, right? You basically, because obviously, because it's out on so many things now. It seems to be more or less split between. So Minecraft Realms is only like a PC and mobile thing. I think it's not on the console versions.
Right.
Console
so I can't log into your server through my Xbox version of the game.
You can't, because I've said basically, right, the PC version is itself split into two, because there's now the original Java version, and then there's the Windows 10 version. And if you've got the Java version, you get a key for the Windows 10 one, but when you create a server, you have to pick which one it is. So I just said Java because some people are on Macs and stuff like that. But if you have a Windows 10 one, that also works with the Minecraft Pocket Edition, I think. It's really weird, like how split it is now.
Can you, right, so it's out for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and also Xbox 360 and PS3.
And
so if I buy a server on, say, the Xbox One, what other consoles can I access that server on?
But I think, isn't it different on the consoles in that you create a server, but it only lives like as long as you are on
locally?
It. I don't think it has I don't think it has the proper like server functionality. I think you create a game and people can join it.
How terribly lonely. You can't have those magic moments, like, because when we were running servers and stuff, when it first like sort of hit, it was beautiful just not playing it for a couple of days and then logging on and just seeing what everyone else had done in that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I remember starting a football stadium. We started building a football stadium, and then 2 days later I logged in and it was finished. And it was like, wow, they'd taken what we originally done and sort of expanded on it, and it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, there's a really nice sort of community aspect to it as well. Like, especially if it's just you and your mates, so you guaranteed no dickheads. Although obviously some of my mates are definitely dickheads, but. Yeah, it's just sometimes you log in and, say you're trying to make something and you're missing like some rare item or whatever. You just ask if anyone else has got one and they're like, yeah, here you go. So, cheers. Like, not to the point that you just don't actually play the game. You make sure you contribute as well. And it's nice. It's nice. I don't know if we'll bother after the 30 days is up. But yeah, it's been really enjoyable. Aside from that, I've played a bit of Neo, which is... it's a bit like Dark Souls, lads. It's one of those.
Is it is it a samurai game or something? I've heard about this.
Yeah, but it's like a proper nerd's wet dream, right? Because it's not, you don't play as a normal samurai. You play as a guy from England who went over to Japan and read a book about it on the way, and he was just like, man, this is really cool. I'm going to be a samurai. And then he just is one. Should mention this is based on an actual historical figure who he was like a navigator, ended up in Japan and like properly settled there and became like one of the first ever Western samurai. But in the game, it doesn't really play out like that. There's all demons and shit. And it's clearly very good. I just don't need one of those in my life. Like, it's super hard and it's all dark and rainy all the time, and I can't be bothered. And although I'm partially joking doing it's a bit like Dark Souls thing, like, it just is, like, it just nicks things from Dark Souls. It has the, if you die, then you leave like a gravestone and you've got to get back to your gravestone to get your stuff back. And you're just like, I'm all right now. I'm done.
Do you think you're done with those sort of games completely? Like Bloodborne 2 comes out the end of the year. Would you play it?
You see, is it like, am I done with those, or is it just because this isn't by From Software and I'm being a purist knob? I'm just not in the mood for it, even though it's clearly very good. I'm kind of the same as you on that one, Sean. I've been hearing a lot of people talking it up and making it sound fantastic, and I love like Onimusha as well. And I played the alpha of Neo and enjoyed it, but I haven't finished Dark Souls 2 yet, and I've got Dark Souls 3 sitting on my PlayStation I bought when I was drunk once. I'd forgotten, and then I woke up and it was there, and I haven't started that yet, and I don't have the energy to play this game. But I guess the good thing about those games is, I only finished Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls or whatever last year, so they have that timeless quality to them. So maybe I'll get to it at some point.
Yeah, goddamn. I completed that quite late on, and fuck me, that is a good game. But I totally get it. After I completed I completed the first one just before the second one came out, and everyone was like, "Well, are you moving on to the second one then?" And I'm like, "No, I don't need to go through that again. Not this soon. I can't do it." Right. Shame. Is that it?
That's it.
Good. I'll do mine because mine's just as...
Sorry, can I just butt in? There's some news has happened.
I was about to do this as well, Sean.
Peter Moore.
But go ahead.
So Peter Moore of Electronic Arts and various other things is now Liverpool Football Club's chief exec officer.
Whoa! Just because they lost that badly to Leicester tonight. What's happened?
Like, because he's not that you can tell from his voice anymore, but he is from Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's going from doing the games to being a football manager.
Well, expect Liverpool to be wildly overpowered in FIFA 18. That's going to be a fucking nightmare. Oh God, he's going to do. There's definitely going to be like a Liverpool only version of it as well. I just got a feeling that he's going to go mental now.
I might have to switch to Pez. It's
good shout. Should have done that anyway last year. Okay,
so actually, I've got a question about that. Are you still playing Pez?
Yeah, when we meet up, we played it last week, didn't we, John?
Yeah, we played it last week. It was good.
John beat me, but then me and my friend that barely plays the game beat Chet and John. Pez.
Outrageous match.
And the anger coming from those two was amazing.
I was all right. It was him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was Chet, wasn't it? He was just saying, "This is just another FIFA," over and over again. But yeah, why, James?
I just wondered because I'm still playing FIFA at the moment, but I'm kind of rage playing it at the moment still because it's weird because I'm still playing it like daily, and I'm playing it mostly still for the career mode. I'm still just hooked in it, but I don't know. This season, it really feels like the games are sort of rigged against me at the moment. It really feels like that, and it's really starting to annoy me. You see, I've
been saying that to you for a long time, and you're going no.
But no, I agree, but it's like this time it's really starting to feel like that. Like I went through like a run, I just couldn't score. Like it was impossible to score, and it just really, really angered me a lot. But I don't know, I'll probably still buy FIFA 18 because I'm an idiot. And that it still happens.
You'd never know what the next one's going to be like. That's the thing. These things can suddenly change, and I don't know. We'll see. I don't even want to think about the next run of football games just yet. It's too early for any of that business. I'm just hoping we get promoted so we get to appear in PES this year. Right. I've been playing Sean's favourite game of all time, Skate 3.
Yes.
He's overrated it, isn't he? It's all right.
Fuck's sake, Dave.
There's a lot of wackiness in it for what I remember, because I played Skate 1, I haven't played Skate 2. Skate 3 really is a lot more, that whole intro, do you remember the intro?
Yeah, they did all those sort of MTV style intros for all of them,
making the boards and that, and then, it's very, I don't remember the one, the original one having like these really, really short challenges with big flashy lights when you complete them. But like one of the challenges is follow me. Like you don't even need to do anything. It's just stay within 50 meters of me. Okay. But it's okay. Like it sounds like I'm slagging it off. I'm not slagging it off. It's a little bit frustrating when you're playing as a man with green hair, a green t-shirt, and a green skateboard because my son's favourite colour is green at the moment. He's renamed the game Green Hair Man. So that's what we have to play every now and then. It's okay. When you play it, do you play it on the low mode or the high mode? There's two different cameras.
The realistic mode or whatever they called it. Yeah, I play on that because I'm cool.
You play it on where it's low down.
What would you? No, I thought you meant there's like a normal mode and then like a realistic mode. I thought you meant that.
No. There's two camera options. There's one to, if you remember the first one, it was like right behind the skateboard, and then there's more of a Tony Hawk style camera.
The low down one.
Oh man, I don't know how anyone can play that game like that. It killed me during Skate 1, and I tried it on Skate 3 because I thought, well, that's how this game's played, and then just nope, and instantly liked it better when the camera's further behind them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you could see that they did a lot of stuff in this that sort of got rid of a lot of the shit from Skate 1, but at the same time, I can't see me playing it for much longer.
It seems like, I've not been back to it for a while, but most people say, like, in hindsight, if you go back, Skate 2 is probably the best one. Like, Skate 3 really felt like they were stretching it out and running out of ideas. One of the first challenges is you literally jump over a giant model of a shark. So,
what, in Skate 3?
Yeah.
How have I not got to that yet, then?
Yeah, you jump over, like, a giant statue of a shark.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
It's like pretty clear what the developers are trying to say at that point.
As I said, it's been okay to go back to, but what an incredible genre of its time. Skate came out after it kind of died a little bit. That whole sort of extreme sports genre, because there were so many of those games in the PS2 era. It was unbelievable, from Tony Hawk's to that bike one. There was a
Dave Mirra's one, whatever it was. Dave Mirra, who is now a rally driver.
Yeah,
figure that one out.
Dave Mirra's dead.
Oh shit! Yeah, he is. Fuck.
Oh god, break it to us
So
gently.
he was
John.
a rally driver. Now he's dead.
Yeah. Do you think that's ever going to make a comeback?
Don't know. I'm too old now to gauge whether or not kids give a shit. So, like, I couldn't tell you how cool skateboarding is anymore. I have no grasp on
I
that.
still see kids skateboarding every now and then, but like they're getting,
That's true. Like, it's like in the UK, like there are now skate parks, which definitely didn't exist when we were growing up and playing Tony Hawk. But maybe that means kids have no interest in playing a game of something they can actually just do now.
Yeah. No, I don't believe that at all. I don't believe because that's the sort of thing where it's like a lifestyle thing. So when you're not out skating and you're playing a game, you're playing a skating game. It's that sort of thing. Or it was when
Plus,
we were growing up.
skating, like you do have to secretly be a bit of a fucking nutcase to really want to do it.
It's true.
There's a certain lack of self-regard that you need, I think. But
that is a middle-aged man talking there, isn't it?
It's like, you remember Dirty Sanchez, yeah?
I do,
there's a reason they were all skateboarders, right?
Yeah, it's true. Right. I've also played Mafia 3. It's still not the game that I really want it to be, but I'm still going for it because the cutscenes are good. Rainbow Six Siege, there's some new DLC for that. I had enough renown from playing it previously to unlock one of the characters. The two new characters are fantastic. Have you heard of what they are, John?
No, I've not even checked in with this one, to be honest.
They're so good. I can't believe the ideas. I mean, we were laughing and joking about it last year when they announced, that it was going to go on with even more characters once the first year had done. And we were like, what's the next one going to be? Has he got guns that kill two people? Like, it just, what were they going to do? Well, the two new characters, so the attacker can scan the floor and see footprints from any defenders that have walked in that area. And if they scan them for long enough, then they expose to everyone in the team where that person is. And that is a direct response to what we call roamers in Rainbow Six. And they're the people that don't stay in the objective room. They go on separate floors in the hope that the other team try and attack from above or below. And then they pick them off because they don't expect anyone to be there, right? But if you've got, I think his name is Jackal, he can go in, scan, have a look, see if anyone's been walking about on that floor, and then expose where they are to the whole team. Completely outdoes it, it completely throws that tactic of roaming outside the room into the shit. So that's a brilliant attacker. The defender, I think, is even more genius. Mira and that's the one that I've unlocked. So she can install one-way glass windows in reinforced or breakable walls. So you set up ready to be attacked. She can then install a window that can only be seen out of and not in, and it's bulletproof, so you can't shoot through it. But at the bottom of the window, there's a little canister, so you can look out of it, see someone walk past, break the canister, and then shoot through it. Once you've broken the canister, both teams can shoot through either way. So the attackers have got it's like a noise that lets them know that they can shoot through this window. So they've got a bit of an advantage of just spraying bullets into that window. There's also the problem that Twitch, which is the robot with the sort of electricity pulse on it, can break that canister. So Twitch is an attacking character. You can put your robot in there with this electronic, what is it, like a lightning bolt thing. You can break that, and then what was a one-way window to see outside for the defended team now becomes a huge hole into their room that the attackers can take advantage of. It just, again, I've mentioned it a billion times on this show, but the ideas of introducing new characters that still have pros and cons to them absolutely blows my mind, and that game is very good, and I still enjoy playing it a lot. I've also played Titanfall, which again has had more DLC. There's a new game mode in that Apparently it's ripped direct from Halo 5. I never played Halo 5, but there's it's a mode where you've only got one life, there's no respawns, and you can win by either capturing the flag and holding it for a certain amount of time or wiping out the other team. It seems fun, but I do not understand why they keep introducing new game modes that don't take advantage of the fact that it's got massive fucking robots in it. How they haven't had Mark Mann back in that is absolutely beyond me, because that game mode was so good in the first game. They need to get that on the second game and fucking fast. But, it's tight, isn't it? It's still amazing. I still love playing that game. There's no getting around the fact that game is very good. And that's been about it. Oh, I played the Angry Birds Puzzle Bobble rip-off game. It's not.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, it's called. What is it called? Angry Birds Pop, I think. It's not very good. Is there Puzzle Bobble out for the iPhone? Because get that.
Yeah, I thought so.
That game's good. Angry Birds Pop is not. That's it. John, you've got a load of games you want to talk about this week.
With 3 mainly. So, cool. Yeah. Don't know which one to do first. I'll probably do Bleed 2 first.
I'm excited to hear about this.
Yeah, it's the sequel to this Xbox Live indie game that was also on Steam called Bleed from 2013. Now, if anybody listened to my old podcast with Chet Roivas, he discovered this game basically because he used to trawl through the indie game store every single week to find stuff to play. And most of it was utter trash, unsurprisingly. But he stumbled across this sort of 2D action game made by one guy called Ian Campbell, a Canadian guy. He goes under the name of Boot Disc Revolution. He's done a couple of games on the indie game store, and this was the best of the lot. Basically, just a 2D, so kind of like a 90s 2D shooter in the vein of a Contra or like a Turrican or something like that. But it's also a twin stick shooter, so you can aim in any direction. And Bleed 2 is the same. And the hook is that you can triple jump in the game, and every single jump you can move in a different direction, so you can dodge in between all the bullets that are coming at you, and you can also use bullet time. So that was Bleed 1, and it was fucking amazing. An absolutely superb game, like 2 hours long, just pretty much faultless, just relentless ideas. And somehow Bleed 2 is even better. It's 2 hours long again, and it's added a mechanic whereby it has all the stuff from Bleed 1, but you can also now jab the right stick in the direction of any projectiles that are coming at you and parry them back, basically sort of hit them like, almost like a tennis ball back at whatever's coming at you. So as the game ramps up in difficulty, you're negotiating these small gaps of bullets, using bullet time, and then parrying bullets back at people. And, I mean, it's just an absolute rush, to be honest. And if you ramp up difficulty to hard, it's a proper challenge, but it has instant restarts like Super Meat Boy. And, the whole game's just this mad boss rush. There's a few levels in between, just where you're taking out normal enemies, and it's a bit more chilled, but it's just basically sort of one amazing boss after another for 2 hours. Or 90 minutes you can probably do the whole thing in. And quite frankly, it blows my mind that it's made by one person. He talks on his blog how inspired and how much he loves like Platinum games and character action games, Devil May Cry, all that sort of stuff. And that's clear. This is sort of like not even a homage to those sorts of games. It basically is one of those games, but in 2D. And it's truly one of the best side-scrolling games you'll ever play. I mean, I think it's an incredible game. It has the different difficulty settings like I was talking about, has like local co-op, which I've not even tested, where the second player can reflect the projectiles that are a different colour. And then there's an arcade mode where you have to do the whole game in one life, and there's leaderboards for that. It's just, seriously complete package. It's under 10 quid on Steam. It's only on Steam at the moment. Hopefully it'll come to consoles as well. It's one of those games where you just, like Dave was last week with Future Unfolding, I'm just imploring people to play it. It's inexpensive if you like that type of game. If you like character action or whatever you want to call that sort of subgenre, it's an absolute must. I mean, I can't imagine anybody who likes games like Vanquish or Bayonetta or DMC playing this and not absolutely loving it. I can almost guarantee that they would.
It's I mean, I absolutely love playing it. I bet James doesn't even remember playing the first game.
I do. I was going to say, I remember we played it around your house.
Yeah, we completed it.
Co-op. Yeah,
played the full thing.
Yeah.
I love the fact that there's local co-op in there, because we that was an absolute blast when we played through it that weekend. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's I mean, I hope it gets the respect that the first game should have got. Do you know what I mean? It was like kind of palmed off because it was an indie title. I think it was like 60p as well, the first game, which was insane.
Sorry, John, what's this on? This is only on PC?
At the moment, it's just on Steam.
Okay.
So yeah, unfortunately, it's not on any consoles. No, I think he wants to be able to release it on consoles, but because I guess it's slightly different to just being able to chuck it up on indie games, he's not able to do that at the moment. But hopefully it'll pick up some steam, no pun intended. I was lucky enough to be able to write about it for Eurogamer, so hopefully that got some traction. And I mentioned it to Rich Stanton on Twitter, and he then did an article on it for Kotaku as well. So
nice.
Hopefully it'll get sold, because it just should be massive. It should be massive. I mean, there's enough people out there who like that genre, and it's just an amazing game.
Is there a Mac version?
I don't know. I was going to say I think so, because I do think there is, but I don't want to say for sure.
I might have to check it out, because I
think it's on Mac, Linux, and PC, but that might be something else. My memory is not great these days.
Cool. Right, next game.
Next game, I played just a couple of hours last night of the Ghost Recon Wildlands beta, open beta. And I have to say I really enjoyed it, which is kind of surprised me, to be honest, because I know, Sean, you spoke the other week about playing it and thinking it was crap, and I went on NeoGAF today just to have a little look at what the general consensus was. Actually, I wanted to have a look because I wanted to kind of see what the structure of the game's going to be as you sort of move it towards endgame or towards higher levels. But it was just people slating the game, just absolutely laying into it, one after another.
I'm really happy about this, John, because I've got some friends that I play with every sort of Friday night, and we've been playing The Division, and then they downloaded the demo for this, and I didn't get to play it, but they said they had a really, really good time with it. Like, they were playing it as
they all like The Division, James.
The Division's great. Seriously, they changed it a lot, and it got a lot better. It wasn't that great in the beginning, but it got a lot better. But they really loved it. They thought it was fantastic. They've all pre-ordered it already now after playing the beta.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's a bit sketchy. Like, the controls aren't very good. Even the normal on-foot controls, there's a slight input delay on the right stick. It's weird. In parts, it looks amazing because the scope of the world and the environment is incredible. But I was playing it on Xbox, and the resolution is quite low, and the detail isn't great. The vehicle controls suck. They absolutely suck. Like, the car controls are wonky. The helicopter controls are fucking terrible. I mean, I was playing it in co-op, and I have to make sure that I sort of cement that point, because I don't think I could be bothered to play it on my own. I was playing it with a friend of ours called Jay, who is actually, it's not really relevant, but he's ex-army, so he kind of took control of the whole situation, was giving commands. He's a friendly and funny guy, but it was fun to play with him because he kind of spoke from a position of authority when we did a couple of missions where we were trying to be quiet and just taking on, basically, I mean, it's classic Ubisoft. You sort of have to take out encampments and bases and clear them out and do little missions. It's definitely like an amalgamation of all the stuff that they've been doing for the last few years. But when we hit a couple of those bases and we did it completely silently, and he was calling out where the enemies are and you're using the drone to scan for everything, and then the timings of when we should move and sort of cover each other. I mean, it was really good. It was really, really good. And the whole game is also basically Narcos, the video game. It's in Bolivia, not Colombia, of course, but I mean, the plot is basically the same. The music is, basically a complete rip from Narcos on Netflix. And just the whole vibe of it, obviously it's not as sophisticated or well written. It's definitely not as well written. But I just felt like I was playing as those two guys in Narcos. And that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I was just pleasantly surprised how good it will be. Will it be the type of game that you put 30, 40, 60 hours into? Like I say, I really don't know how it's going to play out over longer periods of time. There was an incredible amount of content just in the area that we're in, which is apparently only one of 21 in a massive map. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of stuff to do, but whether or not that's going to hold your attention over a long period of time, I'm not sure. But I think with I think co-op's crucial, but I can imagine with 4 people, it could be a lot of fun. If you could, I mean, it's a bit wonky and a bit sketchy, but
it is.
Yeah,
it is interesting how because I have definitely enjoyed games that are a bit wonky, but it's there's specific types of wonk that you can deal with, and some that you just can't, and people have sort of different. I don't know. It's interesting.
It's like some people just can't deal with frame rate drops, can they? In some games, whereas I can pretty much. It doesn't really bother me.
Sean is a EDF fan, so I think he can deal with a hell of a lot of wonk. To be honest with you,
and like Mercenaries 2, like I think I mentioned that when I talked about Wildlands, and it's like that's definitely not a good game, and yet I got hilarious stories out of playing it. For some reason, I could just put up with that, whereas with Wildlands, I was just like, nah, fuck this. But no, I'm glad other people are enjoying it.
Yeah, I think I'm reviewing that game, and I'm going into it with an open mind because I know our crew, John, are definitely picking that up. So I will have some people to play with. Although for about an hour before they all level up way.
But this is what I was thinking today. I was like, man, that was really good. And I just thought, next time I turn this on, they're all going to have finished it because I can play for about 40 minutes a week.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm interested.
The thing is, though, I don't think that's going to matter as much as it did in The Division because it's not. I don't think the enemies are like level based in terms of how difficult they are. So it's more just like you unlock stuff, you unlock items and guns and unlock perks and things like that. So I don't think it's going to be as much of a problem. But again, I'm really not sure.
Wouldn't it be funny if like games like The Division just chilled out with that shit? Maybe it'd be a better experience as opposed to just trying to do a Destiny thing. Just saying, actually, let's just enjoy the game. But then, would there be much depth to it? I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what this is.
Interested. And what's the last game on your list?
So the last game is a game that I've played a decent amount of, and I'm looking at putting together like a longer video review on my channel for it this week probably. It's For Honor by another Ubisoft game. And first things first, I got it through on PS4 and it didn't work. I mean, when I say it didn't work, it literally didn't work. Were you here when I put it on?
No.
Around my house?
No,
it must have been after you'd left. So, we were all just sitting there chilling out and I thought, well, let's put it on and just see what it's like. I just got it through the day before and it wouldn't get through the tutorial. It just broke down to a blue error screen on PS4. Nothing I could do to change it. And then I searched online. It was happening to a few people, so I had to do this complicated thing of opening ports and things like that. And I was like, this is never going to work. This is never going to fix it. This game's broken. And ever since then, it's worked absolutely flawlessly. So fuck knows what that's all about. I mean, it's a disaster, really, because I am in a position, I'm certainly no techie, but at the same time, I'm capable of doing a Google search, and I've done, opening ports before. And there's that good website, Port Forwarding, that helped me out. So I was able to do it. But, for the average person who just goes, oh, this looks interesting, swords and that, and they're not going to have a fucking clue what to do. So it's just broken to them. But anyway, regardless. So I don't know how much you guys actually know about this game. I know you know what it is and everything like that, but I don't know if you've
quite
played
a bit
much.
Now.
Yeah. The Vikings, samurai, and knights, they're all having a fight. For some reason, I don't really care. I mean, it's completely fucking irrelevant. Yeah. But ultimately, it's like a combination of Dark Souls-esque From Software sort of melee combat mixed with the fighting game, really. At first, it didn't really feel like that, but then as I've dug into it more, you start to realise that there is like a combo system, and there's like, punishing whiffs, and there's like techs out of guard breaks and all these sorts of things, and you realise it is actually just a fighting game from a different perspective. And as I've got more and more into the combat, and I've mainly been doing the duels, I've just started to really, really appreciate what Ubisoft has managed to do. And like, you can see that it's come from a place and from a mind. This guy Jason Vanderberg, the head guy behind it, has like been obsessed with sword fighting and medieval combat for years and years, and you can see it's coming from that place of passion. And I realised as I was playing it, this is basically the game that I've wanted to play since I was a little kid, since I used to run around with a sword and shield around my house pretending I was He-Man every day. And it's just that. It's really meaty, and it's really clever how it's designed with the 3 different stances. So, I mean, I know you know this, Sean, but you can sort of shift your weapon to left, right, or up using the right stick, and that will determine where you're blocking. So you sort of, the other character that you're fighting against also has a little indicator telling you where they're holding their weapons. So if they're doing an overhead strike and you've got yours poised in the overhead position, you'll block it automatically. And if you time a heavy attack as it hits, it'll parry, so you've got a chance to counterattack and stuff like that. And sort of the more you play, the more depth comes out of it. And in those duels, they're fantastically tense. I mean, your sort of best of 5. The music's just drums, like war drums. I can't think of a better way of describing it. And yeah, I mean, just the kind of mind games of a fighting game with the kind of visceral combat of a From Software game with it's just like the polish of Ubisoft, and not the polish of like a Ghost Recon Ubisoft, but Ubisoft at their best, and really, really impressive. Downside is, outside of the duels, the rest of the game feels a little bit muddled. There's a 4-on-4 mode called Dominion, which is like probably the main mode outside of just playing one-on-ones, where it's basically capturing 3 points. There's a big fight going on in the middle with a bunch of soldiers, like AKA creeps really, where they're pushing back and forth the front line, but it doesn't really seem to matter. And then there's 2 capture points sort of either side of the map. I've had some amazing games on that. I've had some other games that have been an absolute mess, where you're just trying to fight multiple opponents at once and the whole thing just descends into a load of nonsense, and it loses some of what makes the dueling so pure. But at the same time, I kind of appreciate that even in that mode, there's something there. That mode introduces different things, like the gear that you're wearing has different qualities, and there's perks that you can unlock each game, so you're like leveling up within the game, like in a MOBA, and sort of the better that you do, you can unlock more powerful things. Like, it makes your guy faster, or, his defense is better, or whatever. Yeah, the games that, like, when you're winning, it's one of those ones, when you're winning, it's amazing. When you're losing, it's a bit of a disaster. So that I'm still unsure on where I sit on that mode and the sort of non-dueling modes of the game. And there's a campaign as well, which is quite decent. The real downside of For Honor is sort of the stuff around the game. There's a lot of microtransactions in there, and it's not just for cosmetic stuff. You can actually buy crates which get your character gear, armor, weapons, and improve the stats. Now, you can earn that stuff reasonably easily by just playing the game and earning the steel currency in there, but at the same time, it's a bit ugly to drop 50 quid on a game and there being, sort of, it's not pay to win necessarily, but it's sort of pay to have an advantage in there as well. It's kind of the way these things are going, but it's a bit ugly. If it was just cosmetic stuff, I wouldn't have any sort of problem with it at all. And then the other side is the servers. There's no dedicated servers, so it's all peer-to-peer matchmaking, and there's been a lot of disconnects. When somebody disconnects from a match, there's a big stutter, like it used to be in when we used to play Halo and things like that years ago. And it can be, if more than one person disconnects, or if there's a few disconnects, you just lose the match. And that's happened multiple times, just disconnects to the to the main menu, which is also a fucking UI disaster. A terrible main menu, really cluttered, confusing. You never know where to find anything. The practice mode is hidden in amongst all the video tutorials and stuff like that. But overall, I think it's fantastic. Like, I want to reiterate that point. This is the game that I never knew that I really wanted. And while I was sort of vaguely keeping an eye on it when they announced it, I didn't really understand what it was until people started raving about it. I missed both the beta periods because I can't remember, it doesn't matter. But yeah, having played the game, I'm just like, yeah, this is the mustard. This is something that I really, really want to get stuck into. I've just been playing on my own. I've got nobody to play with, but I can see me sticking with it for a long time. And I do hope that it gets a community around it in the same way that Siege has, because it actually has a lot of the properties of Rainbow Six Siege, and it has all the different characters, and they have the different abilities and the different ways of playing, and then how you match up with the different characters is very important. And you have to know how to take out this type of samurai, have to take out this type of Viking or whatever. So yeah, I hope it sticks around for a while, and I hope Ubisoft puts a lot of work into fine-tuning some of the stuff that is a little bit, they're a little bit unsure about, like the different modes and things like that. But yeah, another cracker, I think, from Ubisoft.
They've got an insane amount of they've got a history of backing games like this up, and sticking with them and providing the content and trying to build a community. That seems to be their thing at the moment. Release a game, if it's not quite sold as well as they'd hoped or whatever, they still sort of hold a torch for it. You know what I mean? They still release stuff and try and keep it going, and that's paid off, really. There's a lot of games that...
Yeah, well, Rainbow Six Siege is... I just went on the Reddit gaming pages, is like crazy popular, and the number one post is like a GIF from Rainbow Six, which I never thought would be happening. Like, when the game came out, nobody bought it, back in December 2015. Yeah, 2015. But I mean, to be fair, the UK charts are not a massive indicator of how things are going to sell, especially at this time of year. But For Honor, it hit number 1 week 1, and it's held on for week 2. So at least it is selling to a degree. People are out there buying it. It's not bombed straight off the shelf, which is it's good to see. I do hope people stick around.
Yeah,
because
I've
sorry, go on.
I was going to say because I've come around on this quite a lot. Like in the beta, I was not really asked. But yeah, having played the full thing quite a bit now, I'm actually really enjoying it. Like and I had similar issues with the big 4v4 mode, and that like you said, it just feels a bit of a mess sometimes. But I have had games where I've just like gone in like on my own, and I've joined it's put me with like a losing team, and like single-handedly turning it around, and you just feel like fucking invincible. Like you just like you learn it just to play it smart, and like. If it's 1-on-1, then you duel properly. But then if you start getting outnumbered, you play defensively until the rest of your team shows up, and just thinking about things properly and like really sort of, pulling it around.
I managed to win a 3-on-1 fight in one of those yesterday as well, which was just fucking immense. I mean, to be fair, the people fighting me were useless. But at the same time, I'm taking it.
It's one of the ones where like, when I had a brief period of like actually starting to learn Street Fighter 4 and really appreciating it, I would still get fucked up by people who were just button mashing, because I would feel like in sort of beginning to learn it, I couldn't predict what someone who didn't learn it at all was going to do, if you know what I mean? Whereas with this, like, it really feels like if someone's mashing the buttons, then you can totally take them every time. Like,
pretty much,
just, yeah. And just, like when you get amazing kills where like someone just sort of tries to charge at you and you just like knock them on the head and then put them down a well or whatever, it's fucking hilarious. All the issues said about the servers and stuff are definitely a problem. Like, especially the one that really gets me. Well, there's two. There's one, you're supposed to be able to co-op the campaign, which would be amazing, but it literally does not work in my experience.
Oh, does it not?
You get about 5 seconds in, it just disconnects. So that's a shame. Because as you say, the campaign, actually, the first 2 missions, I was like, this is just the fucking tutorial. But actually, once it gets going, it's pretty good.
Yeah, surprisingly so.
Yeah. And the other one is, so if if you're doing a duel with one other person and then after a match they quit, instead of just finding someone else, it's like there aren't enough players, back to the main menu.
Yeah, that's terrible.
If they can sort that stuff out.
Yeah, considering Rainbow Six basically didn't work for how long was it, Dave? I mean, it was a long time.
Yeah, it was well past Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they managed to turn that around. So this is in a better state than that. Apart from when I first put it on and it literally didn't work, but I'll let it off. That was a weird anomaly.
A lot of people, when this first was doing the rounds, a lot of people were mentioning Bushido Blade when it comes to it. Where does the comparison?
There is a bit of that. Just in the fact that it is just like a. I mean, some people do just charge at you and they're just swinging at you constantly. But when you get a proper duel where you're just sort of properly sizing each other up and like being really careful, it's got that same tension. You can't kill people as quickly as you can in Bushido Blade, and I'm surprised they haven't added that as a mode. Just like a realistic,
sort of hit mode.
Yeah, because that would be awesome. I assume it's on the way because people have got to be asking for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that tension of like you're not just going at each other constantly. Like there will be quite lengthy periods sometimes where you are just sort of circling around, like like daring the other person to act first, basically.
Yeah.
Nice. It's funny to talk about. I don't think I've mentioned this on the show. I don't think so anyway. When you talk about Rainbow Six when that first came out, and it was totally fucked when it first came out, but I still think that's the most fun I've ever had reviewing a game, because it felt like John and I were the only 2 people in the world playing it. And I just remember like texting you because you were playing on a different platform, right?
I was on PlayStation. I was reviewing it for someone, but I can't remember who.
That's right. And I was on Xbox. And I just remember texting you going, John, I think this might be incredible, but I don't know. And then you were like, so do I. And we were both sort of really enjoying it, but at the same time going, what if this is total shit? And we're the only 2 people that liked it. And then the embargo lifted. We both had submitted our reviews. I think I gave it a 9. And I remember the review embargo lifted and me looking at the Metacritic scores coming in and going, oh, thank God, I'm not the only one that really loves this game. It's actually reviewing really well. I mean, if I could go back now, I'd probably get a 10 because that game does stuff that no other online shooter's done. But yeah, fuck me, that was just a really fun period because we got it really early. It was about 4 weeks before it came out.
They did it really early, yeah.
And I
think I gave it a 9 as well, but I can't for the life of me remember who for.
Good game. Okay, cool. That's it. That's what we've been playing. It's time for James to shine. It's time to do your emails.
Okay. If you want to email us, it's...
Okay.
It's thecomputergameshow@gmail.com. The first one we got is from Luke B. He says, next week, myself and a friend are going to munch 15 grams of magic truffles and play video games. Have any of you tried psychedelics, and what games do you think we should play whilst tripping balls?
I tried psychedelics once, hated it, and will never do it again. That's probably not the cool thing to say, but I hated my experience with it and never want to go back.
Yeah, but Dave, imagine you said that, but it was about beer, because that's where I am.
You tried me? Yeah, no, that is pretty bad, actually. Such a square. Yeah, but no, I can't imagine doing that and playing games. I would just have a heart attack there and then. No.
Yeah, the last drug of any significance I did many years ago was a hallucinogen, and yeah, I wouldn't have been able to play games because the controller wouldn't have been a controller. That was the day that the Incredible Hulk was just in my room. So that bit was good, but the rest of it was not good. And yeah, the following days were not good. So yeah, go for it though. Enjoy whatever game you play.
Because surely the point of psychedelics is that it doesn't really matter what game you put on.
I would have thought not. Yeah. Don't play PT though.
Yeah, no, that would end you. What drugs have you been fucked up on, Miss Dr. Farley?
What do you mean? Well, definitely not psychedelics. I've never done that. That's never happened.
No, that's a shame. It might cheer you up a bit. Right, next question.
Okay. Lee the Knight has got a second round of quickfire for us, which they're not. Don't worry, Sean. It's not going to make you as uncomfortable this time, I don't think.
Okay.
So we've got PS4 or PS4 Pro. I don't know the point, but
PS4
Pro, I guess.
preferably.
Presumably, yeah.
Yeah, Pro preferably. We haven't got one.
Okay. Nirvana or Red Hot Chili Peppers? Obviously Nirvana.
Nirvana.
Yeah. Samsung or LG?
Samsung.
Yeah. If I've got to choose.
Go on, James. House on Fire or Bad Picture Quality?
I know, Samsung, I guess. It's okay. Ford or Vauxhall?
Ford, I guess.
Ford, yeah, I'll go with that. PS1 or Saturn?
PS1.
PS1.
Yeah,
Saturn, because it's got
blue.
Well, it didn't. It was Project Berkeley and it never came out. But anyway, milk chocolate or white chocolate? That's got to be
white chocolate.
White.
Milk.
Really? Milk, yeah. Hot or cold? I'm going cold with that.
Hot.
Cold.
Hot.
Yeah, I like sweating. I love sweating.
I like being cold.
You know when people are going, I can't sleep because it's too hot. Fuck me, I'm out like a light and waking up wet. That is that's the dream.
Okay, next one's from Matt. He says, hi all, in honour of last night's cock-up at the Oscars, are there any games that have won major awards that you genuinely think should not have won them? And vice versa, any that you didn't win that you think that should have?
Well, there's a flaw in this question. I can't think of any major awards.
No, neither can I.
It's so what the...
Oh, I was so annoyed when something won a golden joystick last year.
Like the BAFTAs, I mean, fine. There's no standout award ceremony for me. Even the video game BAFTAs, that seems to be the biggest one in my book. And even then, I can't remember anything that's won one. So it's like, it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, I don't really... Like, what have we got? The golden joysticks.
Yeah.
We've got the BAFTA Video Games Awards, and I suppose they're quite
the
prestigious, but Nothing they've
Keeleys.
done has ever upset me.
The what? The Keeleys.
Jeff Keely's, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about undeserving winners of Games Podcasts Awards, then that's...
Yeah, I've got a list of those tattooed on my back. One of them is simply Spong, but we... Go on, next question.
Okay, we've got Dear TCGS, I'm with Dave on the discussion about someone's unqualified predictions on how many Switch consoles will be sold. Although a reliable source for Nintendo-related content, this does not then mean her predictions about consumer retail spending patterns hold any water whatsoever in the absence of some specific insight. If she has that insight, I will stand corrected. Great show last week.
Thanks.
Dave's reaction to my Gumtree story forced me to stop listening on the tube because I was laughing like an imbecile.
Oh, is this guy? Is this guy that ripped off a child?
He's about to reveal some of the information. A copy of the exchange between me and the seller, including fictional hardship story, is attached.
Oh, God.
I would like to point out that the fictional story is not all untruths. Number one, I did move to London recently, a year ago. London is more expensive than I expected. And three, I do have a younger brother. He is 25. If I have in fact gained at the expense of a kid down on their luck, then that really is sad for them. I'm sure he will have learned a valuable lesson from the experience of trust no one. Although in reality, he is most likely ignorant to the truth. He'll probably continue making awful deals until he runs out of items to sell and food stops. And the food stops. Survival of the fittest. So,
yeah, man, I was just about to say survival of the fittest.
So, what about those Wii U recommendations? Keep up the great show, John.
Oh, God. I've got... that sounded like he was specifically talking to John there, like, because he knew that it was good because of him.
Yeah, cheers, John.
Shit, I've got the exchange in front of me. This is brilliant. He's redacted the names of the people involved, but accidentally put the guy that he's ripped off, put the email, left that in there. So if you want to let him know about this podcast, the email is... No, I'm not going to do it, but do you want to read that out, James? Do you want to read the exchange out?
Not really, because I haven't got it open in front of me.
Okay.
You've got it, you do it.
Okay. Hi, John. The Wii is still available for sale. The price is £175 or nearest offer. Right, here's the reply. Thanks for letting me know. Would you be willing to accept a price lower than that? I could manage somewhere closer to the £100 mark. I could meet you tomorrow. Fucking hell, mate. The reply to that. Hi, John. I think the price is pretty fair. Could you meet me halfway? Here's where the excuses start, people. Thanks for getting back to me. I'm struggling on a pretty tight budget at the moment and just don't have the spare money. I thought I would if I got a job in London. I only recently moved here and I'm finding it even more expensive than expected. I mean, he don't need to know this. Like, this is ridiculous. I was hoping to buy my younger brother and the new Nintendo for his birthday. Oh. That is bad, isn't it? My younger brother when it comes out, but I just won't be able to afford that. So I was hoping to get a Wii U instead. I think he would be happy with that. Oh, come on. I would really be struggling if I paid over £100. I understand that this is quite a bit below your asking price, and so I completely understand if it is not enough. Best regards, John. Hi, John. In that case, £100 is fine. Oh, that is nasty. That is a shame. That's legit outrageous as well. That is a shame you can't buy him the new Nintendo. I would like that too, but money is really tight for me. Oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
Around what time can you pick the Wii U up? I really appreciate that. This is in the next reply. I really appreciate that. I sort of wish I could keep it for myself. He fucking did keep it for himself. I could meet you at such and such street at lunchtime tomorrow, 1:30. Sorry for the late response. There was a family emergency. That is from the seller. Oh, God, there's family emergencies involved. And the rest is just basic. Oh, God. The last one is, I'm wearing a blue jacket and red checkered scarf and carrying a brown leather holdable bag. That's depressing. I mean, you genuinely have ripped off a child there. I mean, I thought there was that stopping short of I'm very ill and only got weeks to live. Please let me play the Wii U before my death. I can't wait for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I need to play Mario Kart while I still can. Right, so we've got to hold our end of the bargain. What game should he buy, Sean?
Right, off the top of my head, assume he's not getting a Switch anytime soon, so yeah, get Mario Kart 8, because it's tremendous.
Well, it depends if there's any other muggy kids that are desperate for money that he can rip off, do you know what I mean?
He did tell us that he got some stuff with it, right?
If I remember correctly, it was Super Mario, it was the Super Mario 3D World and a Splinter Cell game, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Christ. So he's got Mario 3D World, so that's fine. Get the Bayonetta 1 and 2 pack. I mean, if you've never played Bayonetta, then fucking hell, get both of those. They're both classics. Pikmin 3 is amazing.
It's a good game.
You want? Yeah. I'm struggling here. Wonderful 101
No.
is incredible. Fuck off, it's great.
I've not played it.
If you've got friends and Wii controllers, get Affordable Space Adventures. It is unfortunately not all that affordable. It's about £18, but it is one of the best co-op games I've ever played, and easily one of the best uses of the Wii U in general. There's definitely loads more than that, but off the top of my head,
Super Smash Brothers,
Tropic Freeze.
Oh, you see, I don't really like Smash.
Whatever. Super Mario Maker. That's also worth going for. Splatoon would have been, but I don't know how long what kind of community probably there is still going on that.
Yeah, that's going to die in a few months, isn't it?
Mario Colour Splash as well.
Don't get that.
Yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World, classic.
Great game. I've been playing that again this week, actually. I forgot to mention that. That is still an absolute winner.
There's new Zelda, obviously, coming out.
I mean, if you've got nothing else, there's loads of decent indie games that got releases on the Wii U, but no one really cared because they had them on the other consoles that they used.
And they were way overpriced on the Wii U.
And that, but if it's all you've got, those games are on there and are worth having. There's a lot of shit as well, mind you. There's about 3 crap Minecraft clones and loads of bollocks like that.
Tropic Freeze is a good game.
Oh yeah,
I said that 3 times. No one was listening. Get those.
Fucking Nintendo Land. Jesus Christ.
It's all right.
Mate, come on, it's wicked.
It's all right.
If you can get people around, and if you've got Wii controllers, there's still that caveat. But no, I think it's well good.
Another game overrated by Sean Bell. Game of the year, apparently. Next question.
All right, we got tweets next.
Let's do this.
If you want to tweet us, it's at Computer Game Pod. The first one is kind of follow up though. Can I just say, because it's come in since we've been recording.
Yep.
This one's from Jojo Turner. She says missing Broadchurch thanks to at Computer Game Pod recording. Okay, sorry about that, love. Yeah. You know what you married. No regrets. Okay. Okay. Somebody called the Shen says, with an Edge 10 for Zelda, I feel a reckless credit card spend a la Xbox and Halo when I was at uni coming on. Should I give in to the credit score death urges or budget for the new tax year? Peer pressure or spousal excuses at welcome. Speaking as someone who just did a balance transfer on 3 fucking credit cards, don't do it. This is not a good idea. Yeah, that sounds horrific, Sean. What are you doing? Yeah. I got an email from my bank. That's like 10 years worth of bad decisions all catching up with me. So. Yeah, I got an email from my bank saying we're increasing your credit limit, which means we know you're a mug. Yeah. That's essentially what that means. You've been riding that limit, but doing the minimum payments for a good year now. So let's really fuck his life up. The Edge 10 thing. Although I put no, I don't care about Edge 10s anymore. I've drifted so far away from what they think is the best game ever that I don't really care when they give a 10 anymore. But it does kind of indicate to me that it's not shit, and there was always a chance that this game could have been shit. Do you know what I mean? No, I don't think it would have been that. What I was worried about is it was going to be another Twilight Princess. As in, I didn't think that at any point. As in, actually a really good game. But that in the beginning, everyone will say it's amazing, and then after a couple of months, people will be like, actually, it wasn't that good, really, was it? It'd be like another one of those. But that's what I was concerned about. The old BioShock Infinite.
I never thought. The game was so different that my worry was that they were going to try and overly change things, if you know what I mean, like change things for change things' sake, and fail to deliver anything that actually felt like a Zelda game and nailed what they were trying to do, which is not really a Nintendo thing to do, really. I mean, I should have more faith in them, really.
I mean, I was kind of optimistic because of the Link Between Worlds. I mean, that was the most recent one, and that was superb. I mean, that was a really, really good game.
Again, this is totally different. So that was my concern. That's why I thought they might fuck it, but that Edge 10 kind of says, nope, they didn't. So it's probably going to be incredible. It's just, I don't know, with Edge 10s sometimes I just kind of think, I just can't. For me personally, I mean, it's all opinion. It doesn't really matter. But for me personally, an Edge review score doesn't really mean much to me.
Well, there was that running joke for ages, wasn't there? Everyone's like, fuck, it's an Edge 7, I'll really like it.
Yeah.
Like, it became like this badge of honour for a while.
Double Dash got a really low score, didn't it?
It got a 6, I think. Or was it a 5?
Was it Double Dash, or was it Mario Kart on the Wii?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Double Dash, because the Mario Kart on the Wii, I'd understand getting a really shit score. But, no, Double Dash, that was a winner in my book. Are you pumped for the new Zelda, John?
Yes. Sorry, I'm having to be on mute because my house is a bit noisy. Yeah, I am. I am pumped for new Zelda. I was basically pumped from the second that I saw it. It was certainly the footage that's come out in the last 12 months. It looked like a Stone Cold 10. It's proven to be that already, according to Edge. So, absolutely. I mean, I reckon it's going to take me years to finish based on probably how I'm going to be playing the Switch, which is sort of mainly as a handheld when I'm travelling. But, I mean, actually, in fact, my other little boy, my older little boy, he was poorly the other night, so he was crying in the night, so I got up with him and just laid there and we watched half an hour of Zelda footage together. And, just amazing. The guy was just like walking around doing fuck all, really, but the whole game just looks superb. So, yeah. Long answer there. Sorry, I'm pumped.
My daughter's well excited. She made me download Twilight Princess again today, so she could just play it on her own, and she's never done that before. So that was good.
Nice.
Right, next tweet.
Leader Knight says, "Is Matt off the show for good now? Then,
hopefully. I'm sick of his bullshit." Next question.
Okay, this next question I don't really understand, but John will, hopefully. Steve Garrett says, John, you have to submit each of your co-hosts tonight with triangle, oil check, mother's milk. Who gets which sub?
This is a weird question, but didn't he say in another tweet to explain what each of those three things are?
Yeah.
Okay, so triangle is the simplest one. That's just basically choking someone with your legs, but one of their arms has to be through your legs, and it creates a triangle between the leg over the back of someone's head and the arm that's kind of down, and then you can choke someone with that. It's a blood choke. It's a really normal submission in jiu-jitsu and MMA, but it does involve the other person's head kind of being on your balls, but it's so normal that you don't even think about it. The oil check is shoving your thumb up someone's ass, which is from wrestling, not pro wrestling, actual wrestling, and that just is a thing that happens in that sport. It doesn't happen in jiu-jitsu, but I mean, each to their own. And mother's milk, I didn't know what that was, so I had to Google it. And it is just choking someone with your chest while pulling up on their neck. So, yeah, pick your poison, guys. Or do I have to choose?
You've got to choose, surely. You decide who's...
I've got to choose.
I mean, at first I was like, the triangle sounds a bit uncomfortable. Then you did the oil check, so... I'm relatively happy with the triangle.
I'll just triangle you all. Yeah.
Well, no, hold on. Isn't it one for each one? Isn't that the point? It's like a F, marry, kill thing.
Oh, I'm not going to decide which one of you I'm going to shove my thumb up your ass. I mean,
you're going to do that to James.
I don't have to do that.
Yeah, but if you had to.
If I have to.
Just do it like Dave did. Who do you think's the cleanest?
That's a good point. Dave, you're getting oil checked.
Nice.
I see how you iron, so, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at ironing. Filthy bumhole, though.
It's alright, I can wash my hands.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, yeah. I'll triangle Sean and I'll mother's milk James.
Thanks.
Which is not a sentence anyone was expecting to hear tonight.
Next question.
Okay, so Chet Roivas says, will you all buy FIFA on Shitch? I think it means to Switch, but yeah.
No, I think he means Shitch.
The comedy name. Just to guarantee the machine lives beyond 2017.
I don't think anyone's buying FIFA on it. It totally depends, doesn't it? Because no one really knows what it is.
It depends what version it is. Because if it is like the same as what comes on PS4 or Xbox One, I might be tempted because it would be handy to have to play anywhere.
Yeah, but what if it isn't? What if it's the essentially sort of a slightly upscaled 360 version?
They're not interested.
Really? Because you play it.
Because how bad are those now? Because all I've seen is I remember seeing a comparison of the latest Call of Duty came out on both, right? And that was embarrassing on the older machines. It wasn't even recognisable in places. But how different is FIFA between the two?
You see, David, I did this because I played FIFA 13 on the Wii U for ages.
But that was different. That was different. I mean, that wasn't even to the previous console generation's quality. It was his own thing with waggle controls. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, David. That was
James,
the Xbox 360 version. It was not one with waggle controls, you fool.
On the Wii?
That's the Wii one.
Oh, right, yeah. So the Wii U. Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't play that. Sorry, I'm getting confused. You're absolutely right. But I would have thought, considering how much you put into the career mode in that, surely the payoff of having it portable like that would be better than just the higher fidelity of the PS4 and Xbox One versions.
There is that, but then there's also is it going to get updates and stuff as well? Because
that's a good point. Yeah, but then it doesn't update when you're midway through a career anyway, does it?
That's true. Yeah.
You fool. I probably wouldn't buy it. No, because I do, I'm not into career mode, but I just think if you're playing it single player anyway, surely the payoff of being able to play that anyway is better than...
I think for me, I mean, this is really shallow, but it also depends on just how rubbish it looks, by comparison to the PS4 and Xbox One version.
You're probably out of luck then.
When I want to say John Terry, right, I want to see him look like fucking John Terry. And I want as much John Terry out of my John Terry in my games as I possibly can. Can of Chelsea. Right. James is a Chelsea fan. Sorry, go on, next question.
Okay. So, Sluvo says, what do you think... Oh, I don't know. I can never get this name right. What? Sean, can you read it for me just once?
What? His name's Stu in it, but he writes it as Oostv. Oostvu.
Oh, there you go. What do you all think about Nintendo's attitude to streamers / YouTubers? Could it stifle early exposure of the Switch?
John, what's the deal with this? Is it true that they ban people from streaming their games or something?
I don't know about the streaming side of things. I do know that anytime I've uploaded anything with even a snippet of Nintendo footage, it's immediately had a Content ID claim. And according to Jim Sterling's video, I haven't bothered to appeal any of them because there's no point. But they're basically the only company that uphold the claims. So, I had one from Activision for Call of Duty, and I claimed against it, I appealed against it, and it was just, they didn't respond after 30 days, which is quite standard, so it was freed up. All that means is that you can't have ads on the video, or that the ads on the video go to, the revenue goes to Nintendo. So that's what Sterling was complaining about, that he doesn't have ads on any of his videos, but because Nintendo content claims them, they then put ads on his videos and take the money off it, so they're basically stealing. So that was the point of his video, so that's why he was saying people can pirate. That was his point of that video that he's made, which I assume is what the tweet's referring to. But
sorry, his point is because they're claiming they're putting adverts on his video, it's okay to torrent their stuff.
Yeah, I mean he's not really saying
that's a joke,
but that's yeah.
Right, gotcha.
But he's the wider point being that they're using whatever parts of the law they find convenient to them, because he's using it under fair use, which is part of copyright law.
Yeah,
and they are then illegally claiming and then making money off it. He says, well, why the fuck shouldn't you just torrent their games? But you watch the video.
Yeah,
he's not really, fuck it, whatever. But Do I think that it would harm the Switch? I think they're working with a lot of people directly in getting that out to the people that they want to get that stuff out to. So I think that whole attitude isn't great. I think that, I mean, I'm not talking about for my stuff. It's just a bit annoying thinking, oh yeah, I can't put that in one of my videos because it's immediately going to get claimed against it. But at the same time, it's not like my videos at the moment are getting 70 million views and are going to be earning me a fortune. So it's not really an issue for me, but it's still a bit frustrating to have that content claim flash up. It puts a bit of a sour taste in the mouth of people. I mean, this is just generally how stuff is consumed these days, and the video creators, most people seem to be okay with it. They've just come to accept that this is just part of the way things work, but I don't think that's what's going to be what damages the Switch. I think other things will be what damage the Switch.
Yes.
Hopefully nothing. Hopefully it does well, but I'm certainly cautious about that.
It won't make or break it, but it certainly doesn't help it. I mean, you look at the stuff that most people saw from, say, Mario Kart 8. What was that? That was the Luigi death stare. And if they go around trying to actively limit that sort of instant sharing and streaming of stuff, you just kind of think you're kind of like, I mean, it's, in a way, it is marketing, and you're cutting that off a little bit. Now, they've got every right to say, hey, we don't want you making money out of our games, our content. But at the same time, it does seem a little bit silly.
Well, kind of. But it depends on what the content is.
It does, yeah.
If it is used under fair use, like a review, then they don't have the right to do that by law.
No, you're right.
But they do if you're just like, I'm going to upload Zelda, the whole game, and talk over it a bit. Yeah, I mean...
I'm surprised.
I mean, it feels a bit like the old piracy argument. And, when people say, well, someone who pirates a game is not necessarily a lost sale. It's someone who watches an entire playthrough of a game on Twitch, a lost sale. Or is that just someone who's never going to buy it anyway? To me, it seems it's difficult to imagine someone being like, well, why would I pay money for the game when I can just watch someone else play all of it?
Yeah.
But people do that.
They do. I've heard. I've more than one person who's they're both quite a lot younger than us have said that.
Yeah. But then, like you say, there's that, and then there's putting together a 5-minute review, and that happens to use game footage, because why wouldn't you? And that surely that should be totally valid.
Also, the Nintendo seemed perfect for turning streaming games into sort of marketing, because I don't know if John, you've definitely seen this, right? Where kids from about 3, I would guess, are quite happy to sit and watch like streams or videos of people playing Mario games, and then that
no doubt
obviously turns into, I want that game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Harry was just banging on about Luigi, like he does every now and then, just, Luigi's, everything Luigi. And I just thought, what can I just put on the TV to just get 5 minutes of... So he sat and watched someone playing Luigi's Mansion, like, for a while. And I just knew that, like, if we had the chance of buying it, then that would be the perfect game to buy for him to just sit and watch for a bit.
It's like the weird phenomenon of, like, the Cars 2 video. I think I've mentioned it before. Guy on Dark Zero, my old stomping grounds, just put up like a 10-minute clip of him playing Cars 2. Like, he just bought a video capture card, this is years ago, and he just wanted to try it out, and he just got a review copy of Cars 2, recorded a bit of it, put it online, and it's had like millions of views.
Oh, really?
Like, nothing even happens. It's just him driving around. And yeah, there was an article on Eurogamer about it eventually. And it was, they found out, like, they managed to get in touch with a few people who had like commented on it and stuff, and they were just like, it shuts my kids up for 10 minutes. They're just, which is, they just like it. And then
sounds horrible, but we've all been there. It's just,
fuck yeah.
I mean, I haven't yet, but I'm sure it'll happen. But and then there's the phenomenon. Have you ever seen? I think this was on Eurogamer as well. They did an article on. There's like people who've done videos of like GTA 5 modded so that like Spider-Man's in it. And he's just kind of running around while like nursery rhymes play.
What?
And that's huge. Yeah, it's absolutely massive on YouTube. Apparently,
Harry has seen the Mario Odyssey GTA thing about 50 times, and to the point now where I know exactly when to skip to get past the lap dance bit.
And what does he think it's funny or just entertaining?
He thinks it's hilarious. When Mario falls over, it's the funniest thing to him. And then he just puts on his Mario costume and runs around the front room and just falls over constantly. It's just, I mean, it's insane.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's his jam. Next question.
Okay, we've got another series of questions from chat. First of all,
was he bored today?
You sound exhausted, James.
Do you think Super Mario Odyssey will be ported to Xbox or PS4 after the shit sells one console?
No, I don't. Next question.
If it does, it will be PS4, I'd imagine. But anyway, next one. Whose child will be the first to swallow a shit cartridge?
They are fucking tiny.
Harry's not been crazy with shoveling shit in his mouth. So we've been lucky with that. He doesn't just chew on everything like some kids do.
Yeah, I can imagine Cody doing that. 100%.
There's your answer then.
Okay, next one.
Okay.
Would you sucker punch your dad to prevent Shigsy from being gunned down?
Yeah, absolutely. I would absolutely do that. Honestly, I'd do it for less.
Yeah, no issue. No issues there. Yeah.
James?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sean?
Yeah.
Any more questions?
No, that's pretty much it.
Good. Right. My name's Matt Murray. Follow us on Twitter. And we'll... thanks for joining us, John.
Oh, thank you.
You'd be on again at some point, wouldn't you?
No doubt.
Plug.
Whenever you want me.
What do you want to plug?
Oh, yeah, John, watch videos on my YouTube channel. Just type in my name, Jon Denton. There's no H in the John.
There's no H there.
And type it into YouTube.
He fucking hates
There's no
that
H in the Denton either. And then, yeah, just watch the video. Subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe. And share.
There was actually one question that I did see today that got left off by James because he's very selective with which questions he asks out. Which I really wanted to ask: which member of the computer game show do you think you could easily replace without anyone really giving a shit? I can't remember who asked it.
That directed to me.
Yeah.
You.
Really? I'm like the main one. Like, did you hear the one that I wasn't on?
The main one.
No, seriously. Did you hear the one that I weren't on? It was kind of like, what is the point?
He goes on about this all the time, though. He's always
Yeah,
going on about how he's the main one. He talks about it all the time in our WhatsApp group. It's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing, it's the truth. The truth is never embarrassing, James, unless it's about you. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for living it. We'll catch you next week for the Switch launch special. Goodbye.
Bye. Later.
Bye.